recording. All right, so we are now recording. Thank you all for joining us for our Boss Books. It's like I call it the B5 show because it's the boss, the books, the boutique, the business, blab. You got that? Okay, all right. It's all that. Call it the B5 show. I am Coach Geronda B, and I'm so happy that all of you have joined us for our blab on tonight. It's going to be extremely awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me tell you all a little bit something about myself, just in case you don't know me. Well, I am Coach Geronda B. I am a business and a leadership consultant. I also am a business and a life coach. And my vision, my passion is to leap, L-E-A-P. I am called to inspire, encourage leaders, those that are potential leaders, those that are entrepreneurs, those who have a desire to own their own business. I want to help them get started. I want to help you take your business to the next level. And then author. I am a self-published author, and I'm called to people who have on the inside of them to birth a book inside. If you have a book in you, so now we need to birth the book in you, okay? And so I'm called to those that are authors to even bring authors to you who have written some bestseller books, some books that are inspiring and empowering people. And then I am P, a principal person. You'll always hear me speak about the Word of God. That is my foundation. That's what I live by. So I'm always wanting to give you wisdom and principles to help you live your best life ever. So that's our vision, LEAP. So I'm called to those individuals. So on this platform, for our blab, you'll hear me addressing topics and bringing to you individuals that fall in any of those categories to empower you and to encourage you. And so if you want any information about myself, my business, all you have to do is go to You Are You and Associates, which I'm going to type in the box today. My virtual assistant isn't on the blab today. She took off today, and I'm going to allow her to be off today. And so I'm going to type in the box my own website for YouAreYouandAssociates.com, as well as for YouAreYouPublishing.com. And so I welcome all of you to our blab on tonight. It's going to be tremendously awesome. I'm so excited about tonight. But before we move any further to talk about our special guest that is with us on tonight, I do want to say, for those of you that are new to blab, like Tonia said, what are the hands that's in the corner? Well, the hands to the right side of the corner is accolades. It's like applause. It's like, yay, I feel you. You saying something that I can agree with. And so all you do is just tap the little hands, and you can give somebody a few little hearts. You can give Tonia some hearts. You can give me some little hand claps. Yeah, you see, Tonia, I see you. So that's what that's about. So if there's something that she's going to say, which I know there's going to be
it's frozen.
a lot that she's going to say, y'all give on your computer, and I think on your phone you can see too. We have open seats, so you guys, at least 4 people, an additional 2 people could be up here on this platform talking, asking questions, so we can open the seats up for any of you. You're welcome, welcome, welcome to come into our seats. But before we open up our seats, just give us a few moments, because I want to allow our special guest to use up the time wisely and for her to share all that needs to be shared up front. And then we want to open it up, of course, for questions. Debbie, I love it. See, Debbie said, I'm going to be your scribe tonight. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie had put in my web address. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. When I get on your blab, I'm going to put your email address and all that stuff in there too. Okay. So anyway, you guys, so on tonight, I'm so happy to have this woman of God. She's my sister. She's my friend. She's my business coach. I appreciate her taking time out of her busy schedule to share with us. You guys, like I stated, she has inspired me so much. Her name is Tonia Askins. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself. But before she starts talking about herself, I want to tell you all how much she means to me, because it was over about 2 years ago that I came in contact with her back in 2014. I want to say it probably was June or July. All I know is, you guys, I was surfing the internet this particular day, just reading different articles, and somehow, some way, at 1:30 in the morning, I stumbled upon the website of Southern University Small Business Administration. So it's like, it said like classes for self-publishing, you know, being offered. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's tomorrow. No, it's this morning. Like, I'm online at 1:30, and the class is literally in the next 8 hours. And I'm like, oh Lord, I want to register for this class. This is like so like divine. I'm going to register for the class. And y'all, I got in the class. Now, literally today, I don't know how I got in the class because everybody's telling me you shouldn't have never gotten the class, right? Because the class was full. So I get in there, you know, I see all these people, man, over probably 150 people who are writers, potential authors, all this in this classroom. And this little lady, she walks in there, you know, so then she kind of talks and everything. But there was one thing that she said, Lord, I'm telling you, we had church in there. I mean, she really inspired us and encouraged us. She came and gave it her all, talking about how to self-publish your book. But the one thing that changed my life forever, and I don't know if Tonia remembers this, but she made a statement and it changed my life forever, you guys. It really changed my perspective on writing. She said, I don't want you all to just have in your mind to be the #1 bestseller book. She said, that should not be your ultimate goal, although that may happen. She said, but if you just write a book and one person's life is changed because of that one book, because of them reading what you wrote, if one person's life has changed, then your purpose have been fulfilled. Then you've fulfilled your call. You've done what God told you to do. Man, it helped me because you know what? Oftentimes we think about the big picture, but we don't ever understand how God will just allow one word you say, one line that you write to change somebody's life forever. Here it is. You so focused on wanting your book to be the #1 bestseller. God already has a plan for that. But we need to understand that God wants us to just leave a legacy in the land. So I left there empowered, encouraged. And about a month later, I thought about it. I said, Lord, I know I have a book in me. And I said, where do I start? What I need to do? And the Lord said, what about that lady that changed your life? What about that lady that really just encouraged you and inspired you that day? So I called her and guess what I told her? I'm ready and you are my coach. So anyway, this lady has helped me. She has walked me through the process of writing my first book, not just writing the book, starting a company. Now, guess what? Guess what's happening? I'm doing just what she's done. She's helped me. And Tonia, I've helped others to birth the book in them. And then, of course, you know, I got another book coming out, right? See, God is so good, but all because of your inspiration and your encouragement. You guys, she's not just local. This girl's international. God uses her in tremendous ways to establish businesses. She's no joke. The bottom line is some of you may be like, well, who is she and all this kind of stuff? No, you're going to know who she is today. But like I stated, one thing about her, she works behind the scenes and she makes stuff happen. And she's an inspirer, encourager, and all that good stuff. But anyway, Tonia, I think I done told him everything. Oh, no, I ain't telling him everything. I know, because you're not going to say everything because you're so modest. But guess what, y'all? She's an author. Let me tell you about some of the books that she wrote. Self-Publishing Like a Pro. She wrote a book called 8 Breakthrough Strategies for Virtual Assistants. No, this is the one I like. You've been fired. Now what? So, you know, the girl been through some stuff. So she can tell you about starting over. She could tell you about, you know, laying the foundation and all that good stuff. So for all of you that have just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. And so now I'm going to allow you all to hear from her, Tonia Askins. She has Tonia Askins International. She is a tremendous blessing, a gift to the body of Christ, you guys. And so the gift to the business community. That's why I say women in business, be the expert. She's going to talk to us today about what it takes to be an expert. So Tonia, tell the people about yourself before I go ramble on and on.
You did good enough. Can you all hear me well? I want to make sure.
Yeah, you can cut it up a little bit.
Turn it up a little bit. I might have to get a little closer. Okay, is that fine?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. Well, my name is Tonia Askins. Geronda has told you enough about me because this is not about me. This is about you all. And my main purpose, my main goal is just to inspire you to be the best you can be and be all that you're supposed to be here on this earth at this time, at this moment in time, in life. A lot of people are like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, I do believe that there is something on the inside of you that is equipped you for this time right now. And there is something that you're supposed to be doing. That's all I'm here for. I'm here for nothing else but to help you be your best and do your best. That's it. I work with basically all the people that Geronda works with the same. Yes, I am her little coach. But Geronda is a fireball in and of herself. You all know that. I'm thankful to have met her. And I'm just here to be used. I don't need to tell you anything else about me. Geronda has said enough. So if you need me, you can tap me just like Geronda does. That's all I'm here for. I'm here to serve as leaders, ministers, coaches. I'm just a resource. That's all. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
She's so modest, y'all. You know, that's, yeah. And she is. And that's just how she is. She's so down to earth. And like I stated, you know, she talks about I inspire her. She inspires me so much. And just, you know, just in so many different ways. And so I want to talk more about business because Tonia, I know you own your own business. I know you've worked in corporate America. Tell us about, you know, the journey for you. Like, how long have you been, like, at what point did you start? You know, where did you begin?
The beauty for me is I found business so early on. While I was at LSU, it was my second year in college. There was a gentleman that owned a Subway. And I was just going to do a part-time job. And probably within 3 months, I was managing, and he took me under his wing. And he taught me franchising. And he had one store, and he partnered with another guy and bought 3 stores, and he bought 6 stores. And so I learned franchising from him.
Wow.
That was my first bout with business. And I just never stopped. What I did stop is I quit school. I felt I didn't need it. But very early on, I knew I was, to me, everyone's a minister, but I knew I would be used by God very early on. So I was very sure in that. And I never depended on anything man-made to make me. So I had that confidence so early that I can't say, you know, I can't put it on anything else but the Lord. That's it. I've always listened and I've always moved.
That's good.
And that's been the most, that's, if you want to take anything from me, when the Lord gives you something, you listen and you move. There's not one thing that I have done that I was not inspired to do from the Lord. If I did it on my own, it failed.
Right.
It just did. But anything that he inspired me to do, I haven't had a problem with it. But I also never struggle with a force. Like you talked about people having the inclination when they want to write a book just to be a bestseller.
Right.
No. I never condone that behavior. I'm not that type of coach. Because it's not the right intent, and your intent is everything.
Absolutely.
Your intent is everything. So why are you starting the business? Why do you want the grant? Do you want the grant because it's just some money? Not the right intent. You might just want to step back, rethink, and always self-check. I've done that since a child. So I really can owe it all to the Lord. Yeah. That's it, Geronda. I can't owe it to anyone else. And he has positioned me to be with other CEOs and business leaders that have just taken me under their wings and taught me. I don't owe it to a college degree. Oh, gosh. I have most of my clients are doctors, ministers, have masters.
Right.
Nobody but the Lord could position me to help them. Help them do what they're here to do. The Lord told me something probably about 4 months ago. He said, my work is on assignment and no devil in hell can stop it.
Right.
And he was talking about his work. I always hear the word work as we are working as a verb. In this sentence, the Lord used it as a noun to me. He said his work on assignment is just coming through us to impact the world.
Wow.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's all I needed to hear, you know, just to help me keep going.
Right.
And so I'm just a vessel. We're all a just vessel. We're just resources. And I can owe it to nothing and nobody but the Lord because I've listened.
Right.
I've listened.
Right. And the favor And the word of God tells us that our gifts will make room for us and bring us before great men. And like you said, it's not about us, but it's about the gift. It's about what it is that God has to, to bring to the earth realm. And so, like you stated, you don't take any credit, because all your credit, you realize.
Well, I'm going to take the credit for listening.
Right. And so have you always known? Huh?
Believing and trusting.
Right.
I do trust blindly.
Right.
I trust blindly. I know the healing power of the Lord. I know I believe him when he says man's heart is in his hand. I believe that. I'm crazy enough to believe it.
Right. And that has enabled you, like you stated, your steps have been ordered. That's what has been enabling you to go and charter some of the waters that you've chartered, because you go out of the country. How you get that? That's the favor of God. You have been out of the country helping business.
Let's say this. I go out of the country. I go around the world. Guess where from, though? Virtually.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on the virtual platform before it was popular.
Mm-hmm.
See, like what we're doing here. I was doing this 11 years ago when Skype first came out. When, I wrote we wrote our book over Skype.
Wow.
Me and the international business consultant in the UK, we wrote it over Skype.
Was that the book entitled Fired Now What? The co-author?
Yeah. You've been fired now what? Over Skype. We wrote the book in 3 months.
Wow. So
I mean, I've had this limitless mindset that there were no limits.
Right.
Because technology has afforded us no limits.
So true. That's so true. So true. Did y'all hear that? Technology. So we have no excuse as to why we're not stepping out and, pursuing the vision, pursuing the dream, because we have so much to our advantage, like you stated, with technology, whereas before we had to pay. We couldn't afford to. I think your connection, Tonia. Let's see. Tonia's going to come back, you guys. I think she had a very bad connection, but she's going to come back. This is really good. Tonia?
So I don't see barriers.
Let me let her know that we can't hear it. Tonia? Let's see. Bad connection. Let's see. Come back out. Hopefully she can come back out and come back in. But you guys, until she comes back in, I do want to mention this. That is so important that we understand that, some of the things that once was pricey or we didn't have within our budgets, especially when it comes to media and it comes to even graphics, things of that nature, we have to understand that now is the time. We actually have at our fingertips, like I said, technology, the world of technology at our hands. And so we have to utilize it to our advantage. There's no reason why you shouldn't have or connect with your clients. Flying all over the world, having workshops and all that, that's grand, that's wonderful, but that's not going to always be the case. This is going to be your training ground eventually. This is going to be the manner in which you begin to connect with individuals. So I just want to encourage you all, don't be afraid of this platform. Don't be afraid to utilize technology to your advantage, because this is like the best time ever, especially if you are a woman in business. And so I know many of you own your own business now. Some of you have a desire to own your own business. You don't even know where to start. And that's why I want Tonia to come back when she comes back in to talk about that. Like she even talked about franchising. Tonia has owned several businesses, food restaurants and things of that nature. This girl is not afraid to step out. Like she stated, when God shares a vision to her or something, gives her a word, she steps out on it. Okay. I love women in business. Yeah. You guys are pioneers. Yeah. It's nothing like women owning, like I said, owning a piece of the pie. Yeah. The men, they're running businesses, but it's nothing like seeing a woman CEO. We have Madam CEO in the house, Kim. It's nothing like seeing women running things, you know. Brothers, yeah, we appreciate you, but we want to see women running some stuff, you know. We want to see women in the boardroom making decisions, giving presentations, you know, with excellence, being confident, you know. Like I said, don't be afraid of a woman with stilettos on, because we not only a pretty face in the boardroom, but we got a lot of stuff up here in our mind and in our head, you know. So just wanted to encourage you all. For those of you, like I stated, who are trying to determine about balance, let me give my little girl Tonia a call. I'm trying to see where she at. Oh, good. Tonia, you're back. Get in the seat. I see you up there. Get in your seat. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She's back. The woman is back. So you guys, like I stated, the seats are going to be open for you guys to come and have a discussion. You're back. Yeah, you're back. Praise God. Baby, you was talking. And you probably was saying so much pearls of wisdom. Can you repeat it, though? Is the Lord going to give it back?
It's okay. Okay, we can pick up where we were. No biggie.
But you were saying some good stuff we wanted to hear. But let's talk about balance. Yeah, Kim, we're going to talk about that, because you know what? It's one thing for us to be working out 9 to 5, and then now God is calling us to launch out in the deep, you know, start our own business. Tell me how you balance the two. You know, you work your 9 to 5, then you're trying to build a business, an empire on the other side. So you keep freezing on me, Tonia. Why? I want you not to freeze. She's going to come back in. Okay. But anyway, she's going to come back and talk about that. But I'm going to tell you guys how you need to, you know, some things that work for me. Because many of you know I'm in ministry full time. And I say full time. And yet I still make time. I don't find time. I make time to invest in my own business. Okay. So, Tonia, you there? Okay. But yeah, so as I say to you guys, I don't find time to invest in my business. I make time to invest in my business. And making time, which means you need to be at least investing at least what, an hour, maybe 2 hours, if that, even if it's 30 minutes in your own business. You never can get tired, meaning, we know we're going to get tired, but you got to get to the point where you said, I'm not going to sleep and I'm not going to lay my head down until I invest in my business, my vision that God has given unto me to be a blessing. Because you know what? Time will go on, and guess what? You will have worked man's job all your life, and then you're trying to wonder why you're not fulfilled, because God didn't call you. See, your 9 to 5 is to fund your dream. It's to fund your business. It's to fund it. So you have to have some income. You know, and what happens when you have income, somebody says here, I used to work 11 hours for a boss and then 5 hours a day on my own business. And that's dedication. That's right. And so which I'm not sure, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, but yeah, that's so key. And so, like you said, 11 hours. Y'all understand that? 11 hours on another man's job, but yet still found time to come home and work 5 hours on your own. See, that's dedication. That's commitment. You know, that's consistency, wanting to see results, because you know what? You could talk all day about what you're going to do, but really it's not until you put your faith, some work into it. And so what you need to do is when you get off, come home. Sometimes we need to take a power nap. Okay, that works for me. When I come home, I'm going to take a power nap. Many of you know I'm a night owl. Raz. Okay, Raz, I got you. I take me a power nap. If that's an hour, and then guess what? I'm energized. I'm ready to at least put about another hour or two in my business. And when we say putting the time in, that could be just organizing. Getting your directory together, identifying what your goals are going to be for the entire week, all of that's important, especially if you want to see progress. Yes, you are. Yes, I am a night owl. And so those are the kind of things you got to put systems in place, you guys, in order for your business to run and to run smoothly. Tonia, hopefully Tonia can get back in. And you know what? Even as it relates to, like I said, discipline is so very key. You have to have a why. All right. Write that down. You need a why. Why? Like Tonia said, why are you doing what you're doing? You know, that why will make you last, give you the energy to keep going, will make you be able to burn the midnight oil. And then in the morning, you know, you praying, you asking God for strength. Lord, just strengthen my body. And guess what? He will. So you have to understand your why has to be big enough. Your why has to keep you energized and to keep you focused. So that's what many of us need. It's not a matter of us, you know, we got the vision. It's like we got to understand the why, because the why is going to give you the motivation and the energy to keep moving. I like what Raz said. He said, I always have a saying, dreams are only made by the passion of which they are pursued. Absolutely. And that's so very key, you guys. Raz, you're on it. Why don't you get in a chair until Tonia comes? You guys, the chairs are open. The seats are open for dialogue. Okay. We're going to let them in. I am okay. A musician. All right. Welcome. And then when Tonia comes back, we're going to get Tonia in the seat. And we can also have other people on. Welcome, Tech Girl. Welcome. Hi. How are you? You're saying some good stuff to the ladies. All the gents that are on too. Thank you for coming into our seat. Welcome.
No, not a problem. I feel quite honored. I'm here in Sydney, Australia. It is, what is the time right now? It's like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and on Saturday, you guys are still in Friday. I'm living in the future, ladies. That's what I'm saying. So I had this morning. It's been interesting. I've been blabbing today a lot. My background's in marketing and music, and I used to work at record labels. And one way or the other, I found myself helping a lot of people in achieving their dreams. And so in the last couple of years, it's all been about focusing on my inward person that I want to bring out, and really helping businesses grow and equipping them creatively. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, when Tonia and yourself were talking about putting in the work, that word work is an understatement. As an entrepreneur, if you aren't spending more than like an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours planning for what your next step is going to be, then you're always going to be planning. What is the saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right?
Right.
And as all business, I'm a big fan. My chief operating officer in my business now, I put her in charge of a woman because she can kick my bum and tell me whatever I need to do, and she can kick the bums of all the other guys. But women in leadership roles, I feel I'm so empowered. I feel like I'm a feminist, right? If I could rock a stilettos, I swear I would, but I can't. Those power shoes, it's an amazing thing. One of my good friends, she started. Her name's Lisa Messenger. She started a little magazine when magazines were shutting down called the Renegade Collective, a magazine in this environment more than 3 years ago. It is now the most distributed magazine globally, and it had Ryan Gosling on the cover and is available at Borders in the States and a lot of news agents, a lot of places. She started off with a dream, and she built a culture of empowering females to be having more content than glossy bullcrap. Like Volley does, and she empowered her whole magazine, had the glossy format, but it was all about women entrepreneurship. Tonia, I think, and Geronda, I think you guys should check it out if you guys ever get looking around to it. It's called the Renegade Collective or the Collective.
Okay. Type it in.
Yeah, Lisa Messenger. She's a good friend of mine. She's done a whole series of books on entrepreneurship.
You type it in. Oh, let me type it in. Spell it for me. You type it in. One of it, so we can have it.
Just look up this person, right. Lisa Messenger.
Okay.
The Collective.
Lisa Messenger. Y'all are getting this right, ladies? The Collective.
Yes, the Renegade Collective. That's right. Draped in Paradise. I love that. Draped in Paradise. I love it. I'm from an AOG church here, the Hillsong in Sydney.
I love
Hillsong.
Yeah.
I founded my business and I got a vision that, there was a new sound and it was going to come through me, and I kind of started music production. Obviously, a new sound without any business plan means a failed business, as every entrepreneur goes through it. And now it's all about, empowering and building a creative hub while taking a whole bunch of creative and making their stuff as a production house for advertising agencies. Who are my clients? The largest advertising agency, but there's only 4 of us. There's 4 of us servicing at least 10 advertising agencies in Australia and 1 large IT client. And the whole point is, it does not come easy, but it's worth it. It is worth it. And
Right.
if you guys are ready to do the work, everything's going to happen. Because you know what? Women have more authority than they let themselves on to do. You see, the power of a word, the word of your mind, and you ask, believe, you confess, and you deliver that, the A, B, C, and D of life in business. You guys have more capability than us men. We are just, what was it? Powers in the hand of the man. It was what you're saying before. And it's like we are limited because there's this thing called testosterone that affects us in another level. And there's a thing that you have that's also a limit, which is pheromones, right? So you've got the whole ability to be more sensitive to your clients, to your environment, to your intuition. Whereas guys don't have that. They have that, we're the men, rah, 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 and it should. I wish we had some, but it's all good. But and coming back to how I look at business is, if you look at a baby before its formation, everyone starts off as a woman. Look that up scientifically. Before the genitals, before the X and Y chromosome form, everyone starts off as a woman. So they all start off with intuition, and then they get cursed with a penis. All blessed, regardless, whichever way you look at it.
Researching, huh? I didn't know that.
I have heard that.
You heard that? Really? I have never heard that before. Interesting. Yeah. So, did we pronounce your name right? Raz?
It's Rax.
Rax.
Like roof racks. Or racks on racks.
Yeah, Rax. Okay. Awesome. I'm following you, Rax. You blabbing?
I am. I've just recently started blabbing, and I'm loving it. Like I went to Summit Live and met those guys from Periscope on Blab. I met up with some of the guys called Parapreneurs, and to me, this year is about meeting with like-minded people who are hungry to work. Because I don't have time for people who waste time anymore.
Absolutely.
People who put work in, I love it. I love talking to them. I love sharing what I've done. I love sharing what I'm about to do, because hopefully, through my words, I hope I can empower someone. And if I don't, it's always a good conversation, a good chat.
Right. And that's our ultimate goal here. That's our ultimate goal, to empower, and we love to see people go to the next level in their business and their thinking.
Right.
Just in life, to aspire to more, and so that's why we have these labs, and it's really been a tremendous blessing. And like you said, like minds coming together and focusing on one ultimate goal, that we get better and be our best.
I just saw another guy join. Come on, more guys should be joining this. They should be learning from you.
I see we have 2 guys on.
Yeah.
You have 2 guys.
I'm going to stop talking. Tonia, you keep on getting cut off, so I'm going to stop talking, get out of the seat, and you continue your thought, okay?
Oh, no. Hey,
okay, you're welcome to stay. And then also, anybody else is welcome. Like I said, it's $1. We're so glad you guys come and you add flavor. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
y'all add flavor. We need guys' perspective and point of view, because sometimes, we are, like you said, we're so focused, though. We are focused creatures,
Work.
I mean, we are. And so when we put our hands to it, we put our hands to it. But then when we feel that it's not worth it, we don't do nothing, right? But if it's worth the cause, we're going to put our hands to it. But yeah.
Exactly what happens in a relationship, right? When it's over, it's over. You can't convince a girl. It's done.
Well, like we said, when we through, huh? Throw the hands up, out the door. But thank you, Raz. So you're welcome to stay if you want. But yeah, but thanks again. And I followed you, so whenever you blab, I'll be on.
Yeah, I'll be on. I'm going to jump off. Tonia, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your perspective. I'll just jump off.
Oh, honey. Great to
meet. Thank you.
I'll follow you too now that Geronda has me on blab.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So follow. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Raz. Okay, you guys, all of you guys are welcome to join the seat. Like I said, great dialogue. And so we're going to move things on.
We're talking about work.
Huh? Yeah, putting the time in.
We're talking about work and putting the time in. But I have to add something to that is just so important also to get the rest, because we are creators. We are created by the Creator to create. That's why I always tell people, you never have to worry about what someone else is doing. You are a creator in and of yourself.
Right.
But we have to rest as well. to rejuvenate our bodies, our mind. That is so important. I had to learn that the hard way a couple of years, that I felt the universe was telling me, hey, you haven't taken enough rest, because I would work so hard, so often. And that by the end of the year, I was like getting the flu at the end of the year for a whole month. I would be down. I couldn't do anything,
Right.
Absolutely nothing. It happened like 2 years in a row. And then I said, you know what? Let me slow down. And so now for me, I take off at least a week every 2 or 3 months, just a week, just nothing. I make sure during the week, I am resting a day.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be there the next day.
Absolutely.
So yes, we are hard workers. We are entrepreneurs. I'm a serial entrepreneur at heart.
Right.
And I have so many things in the brain, but we have to rest.
Right.
We have got to get the rest, because we have one body.
Right. Right.
I had to learn the hard way, but I had to add that because it's so important, and it's been so important for me. If rest wasn't needed, God would not have ordained it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because like you stated, fatigue is a monster. Because if you're tired and you fatigue, man, you're going to lose clients. You can lose clients like that.
And as you get older, you will feel it.
Right.
So I'm 41 now, so I have learned. Mm-hmm. And so I used to be an avid crazy worker. Right. After I had my first child, I worked 2 jobs, and I wanted to do this and wanted to do that. I still have that same drive, but I do know now that rest is so important for me, right, and for everything I have to do. And also, being an entrepreneur depends on what other responsibilities you have in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We talked about the balance. We brought up the balance. I have 3 kids. One is a special needs child, a very demanding life. And I have a husband over 17 years. We've been together over 20 years. So my life is full.
Right.
And I've been the rest. So I'm just going to fall. Okay. So the rest has been so important for me to give back to the kids. And I have to be optimum me. I have to be the best me I can possibly be. That is a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a struggle.
Can you see my eyes?
Right. Because if you follow me on Facebook, I've started walking maybe 1 or 2 miles every day, at least 5 days a week. I'm 41 now. I can't do what I did when I was 30. So I have to stay agile mentally. And change with what my needs are and accommodate my lifestyle. Right.
But that's key. As you stated, you got to have the rest, because, we won't be good to our staff, and the family, and that's why it's so important that you have a vision for all of these aspects and compartments of your life, because all this, work could spill over into those areas and cause chaos. And so you have to make,
especially if you work at home.
Huh?
Especially if you work at home.
Yes. Yes. And so, as Tonia stated, you got to have rest. You got to have order. You can't allow, work to spill over, like you stated, especially when you work at home, so all of that is key. So Tonia, so tell us a little bit about the Be the Expert. I went on your site. I always go on your site. You always have new resources, information, y'all. Her website, she always has something for you to read to encourage yourself, or even with business. And so when I went, I said, well, wait, I like red and I like black. I like that little color scheme you had going on. And then she had Be the Expert. I said, wait, this girl done launched off into something new. Okay, but it says everything about you, because everything you do, you want to do it with excellence. And then the thing is, not just excellence, like you said, the expert. When I looked at that, I said, I got to have Tonia on the blab, because she's saying something there. Because sometimes we have a misperception of what an expert is. We thinking it has to be a person with all the titles and the degrees and all the stuff. But talk to us about what's that vision statement, that model that you have.
Well, basically all an expert is a person with extensive knowledge. You can acquire that knowledge via research, experience, or occupation. That's all an expert is. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be in something 20 years, learn it, and then be deemed the expert. look at me with the books.
Mm-hmm.
I had no plans on getting into publishing, but when I saw an opportunity, I took a month. I did nothing else but learn all I could about publishing. And then I wrote an ebook about it. Before I even had the ebook out, I had speaking engagements. So
Right.
it was crazy. But that was the Lord, and that was favor, and that's what opened doors, but that was also obedience, listening. Once again, that's all an expert is, whether you acquire it by research, occupation, or either experience.
Mm-hmm.
And my book, the first book, You've Been Fired Now What? I can't see you, Geronda, but I'll keep talking. You've Been Fired Now What? Rewrote that book because in the economic downturn, so many people were saying they couldn't find jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurt me to my core to hear friends of mine, after they were laid off, say they couldn't find a job when I knew what I had done.
Right.
I just took my administrative skills and started a virtual assistant business at home.
Right.
That's all I did. And so that led to me knowing the possibilities of one technology and what you can do from home. That's why the third book was the VA book, because that's how I started as a virtual assistant. And I just wanted them to know that they could start small,
Mm-hmm.
but you scale it up as you grow.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
And being the expert, it's just an expert cultivator program. And like you said, it just encompasses everything I am.
Mm-hmm.
It helps people operate in their purpose, create a platform, which is their website, their brand presence, and things like that, and then create a product.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Right.
And I call it the expert cultivator system, so.
I like that.
But you know how long it took to come up with something?
Uh-huh.
It took years.
Right. Right.
And that's only one part of me.
Right.
But it does encompass a lot.
Right.
Because in the expert cultivator system, I say that I cultivate leaders for more business, books, and Bible.
The BBB. You got the 3 B's. You got the 5 B's.
Right.
I like that.
So, hey, go ahead.
Right.
That's all.
Right. Right.
That's all. And so I just help people do everything from an idea, like I said, to create the product. That's all. And I just want you, and once again, from the start, I said, I'm just a resource. Just here to help you put out what's in you. That's all. I'm just a tool. That's all. And Geronda, you've frozen for me. So, and the expert cultivator system, that's all it is. It's just help find their purpose, operate in it, create their platform and their brand, their look. I like to also give people very reasonably priced tools to use. Like, I guess I'll let you in on a secret. So if you go to my website, ToniaAskins.com, right? You'll see the Be the Expert page. Everything on the Be the Expert page, I made with a free software. I did not pay anything for it. I made it on Canva. No, I don't share that with everybody, but I'll share it with Geronda people. I made it with Canva. And Canva is a great tool that you can use to create graphics. And you can pay $1 for images, but I did it all for free. And it was a great tool. It gave me the look I wanted. I knew what I was going after. I knew who I wanted to target. I knew what kind of money I wanted to make. I knew that I wanted a very high-end clientele for the price I wanted to charge. I knew what I wanted to make. That's where I started off. What am I worth? What did I feel like I was bringing to the table for any individual that used my service? I knew that when somebody created a book, that they can make money off it the rest of their lives. That's what I knew. And then that enabled me to put a price on my value, and what I brought to the table to any professional, whether it's a doctor, a minister, a lawyer, And the list goes on. It really doesn't matter what type of professional or what industry that be the expert, cultivate, it's still applied. It's still applied because everyone can use a platform, branding, going after the color scheme you wanted. I also went out and I did the research on the color scheme. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. Maybe the rest of the audience can, but I can see you typing. And I can't see you, but I do see the screen as if you are there. So I'll just keep talking until Geronda comes, even though she probably talks more than me. But Canva, going on to Canva. No, I can't see you, Geronda. I do see the black box as if you're there. And we have to remember, this is the beauty of technology. It allows us to do something like this, but it also is, I know Blab said this is Blab beta. We have to take the good with the bad. Okay, let's see. I can't see Geronda and I can't hear Geronda. Do you all have any questions for either Geronda or I that you all can type or want to type in? There we go. Let's see if she's coming. Yay, I see her clapping. I can clap on her. Oh, technology. I'm thankful for it. But these things happen. We just have to roll with the punches. Okay. Geronda says she's going to have to end the blab due to technical difficulties. I'm quite sure we'll be back soon enough. Thank you, guys. It was